How's it going, you guys? Kyle here to teach you a really great flow run here on the bars, including just a couple vaults, a palm spin, and a really decent balance challenge at the end. So what it looks like real fast, I'll go ahead and demonstrate it. Some lazy vault in the beginning, to a palm spin in the middle, instantly transitioning into going into another bar, hopping right up onto the bar for balance, or if you want to proceed, then you can do that as well. So, let's get to it. Assuming you already know how to do a lazy vault, just make sure that you have good control over which foot comes up, that as you're passing over the actual bar itself, that you're getting that second hand planted. So 1, 2, then when you land, you can land with 1, 2 if you want, or if you find it easier to go into your palm spin, then you can come out both feet together at the same time. And when you're doing the palm spin, you want to go by what's the most comfortable for you, what's the most natural for you when you do your palm spins. Whether you grab here, 2 opposite bars, both hands 1 bar, whichever, find that right hand placement. Also, another thing to consider, if I was to just walk into a palm spin, I might take off from this position where I'm mostly facing the bar. If you feel like it's easier to palm spin from the side with your hip directly next to it, then however you go into your palm spin, that's how you want to finish your lazy vault. So that's all we're going to talk about as far as that quick transition. So for example, I find it easier to palm spin from right here. So I'm going to make sure that when I lazy vault, I land in that same position to be ready to go right into my palm spin. Now when you're doing your palm spin, if you're grabbing the 2 different bars, it's easier to kind of spin and twist yourself, especially if you're driving your hips straight up to stay off axis and come right back down where you want, which is another thing. That brings us into the next part in controlling the finish of our actual palm spin. Now if you're having trouble controlling your palm spin to land right where you need to land, then what you really want to focus on is feeling when you're going into your palm spin to really go almost straight up off axis. I find that if I'm coming around more like horizontal and flat, it's going to take longer for me to get my feet around here. However, if I'm going straight up and over the entire time in the palm spin, I can see the ground and know exactly how to position my body the way I want to. Not to mention, if I'm landing too close to the bars, then that helps me know that once I'm in the palm spin, as soon as I can see the ground, as soon as I'm getting ready to go down for the landing, I keep my hands supporting me, pressing, while my feet and hips follow the momentum, reaching to wherever I'm wanting to land. So when we're doing the palm spin, you want to be able to drop, land, and go right into that underbar, pop right up onto the bar to balance in itself. So when I come down, I'm just going to come down squared with both bars at my side. So as soon as I land, as I'm bending my knees in the landing, I'm grabbing, and I don't step, I don't reach or anything with any feet. I just kind of keep them together. My feet stay about the same area, but I pivot my toes and I cross my legs. So as I grab here, right arm grabbing the bar on the right side since that's the closest hand. Other one's going to go underneath. As I bend my knees, cross my legs, pull myself under, and I pull myself up. Now from here, when I take my first foot up, I bring that immediately to the bar. That way, as I'm pushing up, I'm standing off that foot, and the other leg, instead of just going straight to this bar and then jumping up, it can go from right here, right on top of the bar, balance, and then whatever you want to do after that. A couple tips to remember also whenever you're doing the whole run and combo is to make it look easier or feel easier or make it seem easier when you're learning it. It's just to think about one movement at a time, and it makes it easier to focus on just not thinking about the move ahead while you're in the middle of one and getting tangled up trying to prepare too much. When you're watching the slow-mos, you might see that I might go palm spin, reach for that bar before I even land. If that's too scary for you, don't do that. That's just what's normal and easy for me. If you have to, one movement at a time, as it gets easier, that's when you'll be able to start flowing a lot faster. And when you're going from the lazy vault to the palm spin, one easy way to make it a quick and simple transition is to drop your weight. Think about up, down, down. So you got up, down, and as I bend my knees, as I'm coming back up, I don't want to come back up to readjust into the palm spin. As soon as I come back up, I want to go back up right into the palm spin. And as I bend down here, I don't want to come back up and readjust. I want to stay down and go right into the next one and then pop up onto the rail. So keeping that in mind, just think about 1, 2, 1, 2. When you're coming down, make sure you're finishing a move. When you're coming up, make sure you're going into the next one, and just work on finishing every movement in a way that sets you up to follow through into the second movement or whatever's after that. Keep that in mind. Hopefully that helps. And that's all I got for you guys with this little simple flow run. Great with just 2 bars. If you have multiple, then you can add more runs into it, but just some really quick like movement just to kind of get you guys going and see what you guys come up with out of it. Feel free to mix it up. Feel free to throw in the comments a video link of you using this combo or mixing it up somehow, or if it inspires you to do some flow, feel free to share. I love knowing that I'm inspiring others. But thanks for your time, you guys. Hopefully I've helped. If not, throw your comments and concerns in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to help you out when I can. Take great care and stay positive. Punch your armpit, pull your arms in, keep those hips aligned with your shoulders, and then just look for the ground. When you see the ground, pull your feet underneath you. After that, you just drill. And make sure that you're not throwing yourself to the side.